Long ago, the dwarves lived together in harmony. Then, everything changed when the unicorns attacked. Only the few remaining survivors, masters of craft and battle, could stop them. But when their species needed them most, they vanished. 7 years passed and I discovered a dwarf named Tanner. And although his fighting skills are great, he has a lot to learn before he's ready to kill anyone. But I believe Tanner can get revenge.
Tanner lives with a tall, abusive family whom he wants to kill. He's actually the last dwarf who was orphaned when he was 6 by a clan of evil I'm never gonna get over evil unicorns. Or flapjacks. While searching through the forest for the Ender Dragon, that's the wrong place to look, he meets Lynn. They become BFFs, and Lynn helps him stop being depressed. They defeat the dragon together, collecting the magical teeth. After that, they meet Silver, who joins the group. Lynn invites them to her kingdom, where they meet Ladybug and Jessica. Everyone tames several pets. They find out that Tanner is the last dwarf who was orphaned by the unicorns. Lynn says that he will skin him and sell dwarf skin on eBay, which provokes him into ripping out her lung and feeding it to his dogs. Fortunately, Lynn uses her sorcery powers to heal her lung, just one. Tanner is still friends with Lynn, but hates Ladybug, who is very creepy and is always watching him. However, he eventually agrees to be friends. Yo! This is so heartwarming that Ladybug's heart goes up in flames and shrivels up. Like beef jerky. She uses her magic to prevent herself from dying. Later, they find out that Tanner is eternally heart-chilled because his parents were murdered and his heart froze and shriveled up. Lynn rips out her heart and gives it to him, allowing him to be heartwarmed for the first time in 2 years. Her own heart grows back. Hey! Lynn hires Shaunt to build parts of the kingdom, but his work is so terrible that it is considered a crime. He demands that she grant him a title, but she refuses, and he leaves the kingdom in anger. Ladybug converts his creation into a library, even though it's a crime. The smooth celebrity Aaron moves to Lynn's kingdom after Syl, his friend, recommends it to him. His awesome voice is almost better than Tanner's, which makes him jealous, and the two quickly become rivals. Lynn's friend Jake also moves to the kingdom. He starts having flashbacks from when he was very young and realizes that he's actually a fairy elf. For some reason. He goes to seek out his real parents, but the fairies tell him that they were eaten by evil flapjacks. Flapjacks. After they abandoned him, he stays to ask some more questions, but the fairies tell him that he can get his wings by either murdering a dwarf or being nice. This has contributed to the extinction of the dwarves, but it's mostly because of the unicorns, even though it's the fairies killing the dwarves, but whatever. A shady caped figure who claims to be Dehydra moves to the kingdom and almost immediately becomes Lynn's good friend. However, behind her back, he destroys parts of Tanner's castle. This leads Tanner to dislike him and be mean to him. Although Tanner tries to tell the others what Dehydra did, they dismiss it and tell Tanner to be nicer to him. Dehydra secretly threatens and victimizes him, framing him for several crimes, but when asked for proof, makes pathetic excuses to leave. Let me go. Dehydra offers Linpug another cape, which is worth a lot of money, in exchange for a few favors. 1, he can destroy Tanner's room and all his possessions. 2, he receives sorcery powers. 3, Tanner is banished from the kingdom. Lynn agrees and fulfills her end of the deal, but Dehydra stalls, claiming that he needs to contact his brother who has the cape. When she continues to pester him, he tells her that it's not his job to give her the cape, and dumps the responsibility on his brother. Tanner is right about Dehydra. That whole thing was a scam, and as he never planned to give Lynn the cape. Who would have thought? Ladybug and Lynn work together to find out more about him and discover that his real name is Neo Ezio. Name is so stupid. A secret worker for the clan of unicorns that killed Tanner's parents. A skilled con artist. Neo had been out to sabotage and eventually kill Tanner. Lynn immediately banishes Neo and wants nothing to do with him. A newcomer, J-Monk, moves into the kingdom. He immediately demands sorcery powers and annoys everyone by asking for stuff. Yo, let me get the diamonds, please. They decide to punish him in a unique way by annoying him back. Tanner starts building a flying ship so they could take down the Flapjacks, or start space piracy. However, Ladybug creates several withers inside, which forces everyone to evacuate until they're all dead. Good job. Wanting to have the best voice again, Tanner stabs Aaron's throat with an icicle in an attempt to kill him, and deposits his body by a river. Again, he threw him next to the river, and he got him with an icicle. Like, why did you just throw him in the river with the icicle in him? Just... Syl also happens to be there, so he stabs her in the throat as well, but doesn't throw her in the river either, obviously. Syl's injury is minor, but permanently takes away her ability to talk.
Don't worry, it's just gonna hurt for like 5 minutes, then I'm good.
Ow. She goes to the river to rescue Aaron, while Jake, Tanner, Lynn, and Ladybug go to search for the Flapjacks. They find them in the sea of cotton candy clouds. Jake stabs them with his sword and eats them because he loves pancakes. This kind act results in him growing, so he kills them and eats them, but it's so kind. He killed pancakes, but he still killed them. Please tell me what these pancakes are supposed to represent, please. Where? So if this was in a Minecraft server, where were the pancakes? Fine. This kind act results in him growing wings. Lynn cuts off, I'm assuming, the wings, and eats them with delicious sauce. But Ladybug heals them. Buffalo Wild Wings. When they return, Aaron recovers from his 3-week coma, but his voice is no longer awesome due to the injury. In addition, everyone starts shipping Aaron... Oh, I don't know if that... Is it supposed to say cross or X? That's not times. In school, it's an X, but I always use a dot. Embarrassed, Aaron asks Jessica, Ladybug, and Lynn to marry him all at once. And Lynn agrees as long as he gets together with Syl. Okay. Aaron and Lynn become BFFs. Meanwhile, Jake becomes jelly. Just jelly. And even more depressed than he already is. When nobody's looking, Shant comes back into the kingdom and blows a bunch of stuff up. Fuck. They fix the situation with sorcery power, but he does it again. So Lynn and Ladybug start an investigation. The evidence leads them to Aaron, who is irritated. Just before they decide to convict him, the evidence shows that Shant is another possible suspect. Oh no. Lynn promises to give him a special title if he tells her who blew up the kingdom, so he confesses. She threatens to guillotine him in return, which convinces him to leave. Oh. Radioactive sugar waffle. Okay. Let me say that again. A radioactive sugar waffle bites Tanner. Not just a sugar waffle, not just a waffle. A radioactive... So is the waffle radioactive or is the sugar radioactive? Right, okay. Okay. Making him the Wizard of Sugar Waffles. This gives him the ability to summon and control sugar waffles, which is fairly useless. He wants to keep it a secret and tells only Jake and Syl, but the word gets out. Dude, he's got sugar waffles. Aaron starts lying and acting like a jerk, and he acts unsure about the wedding. Lynn finally decides that she doesn't want to marry him, so she hides TNT in the chapel. Insert link to video here. Before the wedding, Timeboy tries to object, so he's kicked out. Aaron tries to leave at the last minute, but returns. Oh no. Just before they get married, she blows him up with the intent to kill him, but he survives and picks up all the debris because, you know, that's how it works. He threatens to leave the kingdom and spews out insults like, "You stupid buttface," and "You dirty dirt," but is cut off when Ladybug banishes him. Tanner briefly leaves the kingdom to secretly go to a Hannah Montana concert, where he proposes to her. She says yes. He makes a cardboard cutout of her to spend his time with while she's away. Unfortunately, he is a moody preteen. That word again, I don't remember how to say. Tsundere. Yeah. So he often says that he hates her. However, everyone's understanding that he's tsundere. Aaron's friend Kips comes to the server and destroys a bunch of stuff. The evidence making it obvious that it was him. Ladybug questions him, but he insists that he was framed, so she is unsure about what to do. However, she catches him destroying more things and gives him jail time just to troll him. This makes him really mad, so he demands to be banished, which doesn't make sense. Dude, you're in jail. Well, you know what? Now that I'm in jail, how about you just ban me? Stupid. Jessica invites her friend Dark to the kingdom. Dark builds a castle in the Nether and explores it with everyone. Turns out that she's a 136 dwarf. I'm like 1/8 African or something. I don't know. I'm like Irish. And Tanner's long-lost cousin. Tanner decides to experiment with Jake and makes him go through a bunch of tests. Jake makes plans to murder Tanner so that he can sell his skin on eBay and make lots of money. 25 grand for each square centimeter of skin. Also, being half fairy, it's in his blood to kill dwarves. And sell their skin, I guess. Time Boy helps to seek New back into the kingdom, who really means business this time. New, realizing that Lynn is sided with Tanner, is really mean to her. Ladybug confronts him, and New admits to working with the unicorns. Lynn just kicks him out. Gets the boot. Another person by the name of Diamond Hydra, ow, that my throat, comes to the kingdom who resembles New and apparently knows him. It's obvious that it's actually New, so he ends up banished again. Tanner slits Time Boy's throat and sends the body to New. Then he guillotines New and loots his corpse, taking the cape. New's brother comes to the kingdom, but leaves in rage when he finds that his brother is dead. Rip in peace. Lynn's friend Ray comes to the kingdom with a few other friends and builds several awesome structures. Lynn and Ladybug decide that Ray would make a good helper around the kingdom and offer him the position, which he obviously accepts. This angers Tanner because Ray had only been at the kingdom for a short while, and many people start to dislike Ray. Because Tanner distrusts him, Ladybug questions Ray, finding him innocent. After hanging out with Aaron, Tanner and Jake... After hanging out with Aaron, Tanner and Jake start being really mean to Ladybug and Lynn. When Tanner consults Lynn about his friendship problems, he gets under the impression that Jake hates him and starts arguing with him. Then, he blames Lynn for ruining his friendship with Jake. GG. Tanner claims that Aaron is a better friend than Lynn, which makes her sad. When she tries to defend herself, Aaron berates her while Tanner gets mad at her. The two leave the kingdom, but Tanner returns, blowing up his own castle as well as various other significant structures. Jessica helps him at his request, so she is demoted, while Ray is promoted and becomes the new advisor. That happened fast. However, Ray suddenly disappears and becomes a recluse in his room. Tanner is banished. Aaron, after realizing that Tanner was wrong, returns to the kingdom. Shane, a newcomer, arrives and is immediately given a government position because of his sorcery abilities. Spooky magics. These abilities gives him more power than anyone else, and soon he becomes corrupt and attempts a coup d'etat, or whatever. Fortunately, he abandons these ways, instead of, trying to take over like he should have. Like a man. Lynn invites Ian Castle to the kingdom when he offers to be an architect building castles with gothic architecture. So goth. People gradually leave the kingdom once Tanner leaves. Tanner is still belligerent, manipulating Jake and another girl named Jasmine to turn them against Lynn. Ow. Jake sneaks him into the kingdom, where the three of them stage a violent riot. Although Lynn and Ladybug respond with kindness, Shane is enraged and fights them back. Ugh. Lynn and Ladybug turn them into the police, causing Jake to immediately repent and try to deny everything, and making Shane paranoid. Tanner escapes, Jasmine is taken away, Shane is angrily spoken with, and Jake is strangely let off the hook, which he is smug about. Lynn continues to be nice to Jake, who has developed a strange disliking for Ladybug. However, Lynn comes up with a new love interest for herself, a kid named Bari living in Poland. Bari. Yeah, it's Bari! Living in Poland. It's Bari if it's Polish, who was her best friend before she moved away at age 3. Bari. Eventually, everyone leaves the kingdom. Tanner dies in the trunk of his mom's car, which explodes. Did double whammy. My mom locked me in the trunk, I died, and then I exploded. Because, whatever. And the dwarves are now eliminated. Good night, sweet prince. However, new people join the kingdom who show a resemblance to those who left, including Amy Minx, Kate Bob, Gavin Fooey, or forever, yo, that's me! Tony Gold. The end. Good night.